Pagan, Panic, Posey, Panda, Pence. One common letter, one common goal. The postseason. Giants baseball. Next.
The homestand continues tonight. We're at AT&T Park as we get ready. Game 2 of this 3-game series, Diamondbacks and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. A nice win for the Giants last night to get this homestand started. And tonight, Mike, it's all about Ryan Vogelsong.
Well, Ryan Vogelsong benefits from this ballpark. He likes the friendly confines of AT&T. And tonight he's going to try and get his team in that win column again. They are hot right now. 14 games above 500. They've won 10 of their last 13. And they have the look in their eyes. So let's hope it continues.
All right. Should be a good ball game here tonight. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update. And we'll do all of that right after these messages.
Diamondbacks. Welcome back to the broadcast. Before the game, though, the Giants are going to do what they do best. They are going to celebrate, as several Giants this season have hit major milestones in this sport we love called baseball. To get the festivities kicked off for us, we're going to go up to the Giants public address announcer, Miss Renelle Brooks-Moon. Take it away, lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to celebrate 4 significant achievements that took place during the last homestand. And now, direct your attention to the video board for a special presentation.
And that's a milestone strikeout.
And that strikeout, a milestone for him, his 2000th career strikeout.
Him out.
His breaking ball has been fantastic.
Yusmeiro Petit throws.
Curveball struck him out swinging, and that is a major league record. The 46th consecutive batter retired by Yusmeiro Petit.
Standing at their respective numbers are the 4 Giants who accomplished these rare feats. This man recorded the 1600th managerial victory of his 20-year career on August 27th, giving him sole possession of 19th place on the all-time list. Please join us in congratulating Giants manager Bruce Bochy. This next Giant recorded his 2000th career strikeout on August 27th, fanning the Rockies' Franklin Morales in the 6th inning. He became the 71st Major League pitcher to register 2,000 career strikeouts. Congratulations to Giants starting pitcher Tim Hudson. This man is new to the Giants family, but has already contributed to the record books when he registered his 2000th career strikeout on August 30th, fanning the Brewers' Aramis Ramirez. He joined teammate Tim Hudson as one of only 5 active pitchers with 2,000 or more career strikeouts. Please give it up for Giants starter Jake Peavy. And finally, we recognize 2 Giants who own the longest streaks in National League history for consecutive batters retired. This first Giant set his mark of 41 consecutive batters retired over 2 games in 1972. Fans, please welcome forever Giant Jim Barr. Barr's National League record stood for 22 years until this Giant established a new Major League record, retiring 46 consecutive batters over 8 appearances. During his streak, he struck out 21 batters without issuing a single walk. Recently, his hat, which he wore while setting the record, was sent to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Let's give a big round of applause to Giants pitcher Yusmeiro Petit. Keep the applause going, everybody. One more time. Let's hear it for the skipper, Huddy, Jake Peavy, and Yusmeiro Petit. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Renelle. Great job as always, and congratulations to those Giants on their accomplishments. Kruk and Kite have the call tonight. They will be back after the break with lineups and first pitch.
On Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. And by Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Vogelsong leaves the Giants out on the field as we get ready for baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open weekends. 67 degrees here at the yard. Winds at 10 miles per hour. You see the humidity, and it is a, well, clear, maybe a little hazy night, but a good night for baseball. Here's the lineup that Vogelsong will be facing. It'll go like this. It'll be Inciarte to lead things off, followed by Aaron Hill, who's got major ownage on Vogelsong. Montero, Trumbo, and then Pollock. Lamb will hit 6th, Marte 7th, Gregorius in the 8th slot, and Colementor will pitch in bat 9.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 2011 National League All-Star Ryan Vogelsong, making his 29th start of the season. Take a look at his numbers. 8-10 with a 4.06 ERA, 133 strikeouts, 162 innings for Vogelsong. Much like Petit last night, he's a guy that has to use the corners of that strike zone. And when he's on, you'll see him attack the corners with 2 types of fastball, 4-seam, 2-seam. And he'll go low to, I'd say, 90 to 93 miles per hour with velocity. He's got a curveball slider. He'll cut the ball or throw a changeup, anything at any time. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Ryan Vogelsong tonight, starting the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Pence. Crawford, Sandoval on the left side of the infield, Panic, and Ishikawa on the right side. Buster Posey, well, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
As we get ready for game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants winning last night by a final of 5-1. Here's Inciarte. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it is a called strike. So we get started at 7:17. Inciarte last night went 1 for 4. He hit a ball into the pond. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and it's down low. The home plate umpire tonight is Brian Gorman. Randazzo at first, Rackley at second, Wolf at third.
Yeah, Brian Gorman, good strike zone through a pitcher. Steady zone, and he'll give wide outside corners to against right-handed hitters, not so wide against lefties, and he will call some high strikes. Good zone to throw to.
So Vogelsong down low. 4 home runs, 22 driven in for Inciarte, and in his career against Vogelsong, Inciarte is 1 for 5. In at third is Sandoval, and this is in tight. It's 3-1. So Vogelsong really didn't want to deal with walking the leadoff hitter. So I would suspect that Inciarte's probably going to get a pretty good pitch to hit. And he didn't matter. He was taking all the way. It's 3-2.
I don't think it's a bad thing for a leadoff hitter to take a 3-1. However, I mean, we saw last night he hit one in the water. A McCovey Cove shot, the only run that Yusmeiro Petit gave up.
And the walk.
Time to take a look at our Nissan keys to the game. And the table setters stay hot. The table setters would be Angel Pagan and Joe Panic. All they did last night was go 9 for 10. Stay hot, fellas. And Vogie, go deep. That means go deep into the game, eat up some innings. And when he's on, he usually sees the 7th or 8th inning. And those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Inciarte with 14 steals. He's been thrown out 3 times. Hill, you saw it when we did the lineups. 13 for 25 with 5 extra base hits, 3 doubles, and 2 home runs. And Hill did not play at all last night. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. On deck is Miguel Montero. D-backs have lost 4 straight. 3 in LA, and of course the loss last night. Vogelsong looking for a double play ball. And it's a swing and a foul held on by Posey, 0-2.
Working the outside corner with that fastball. One thing Vogelsong will do the first time through the lineup of any game he pitches, he will establish the fastball, and he'll do it in the way you're supposed to. He'll throw a strike with it to each hitter on the inside and the outside part of that strike zone.
Foul back, and Inciarte started to go, and then he put on the brakes. Diamondbacks are 30-42 on the road, and they're 28-36 against the National League West. Quick toss. Inciarte is back, but like I said, he can steal a bag. See the wind blowing the pant legs of Ryan Vogelsong, so it was a pretty breezy tonight here at the park. And now they had Inciarte picked off. Sandoval's got it. There's one, and there's two. Inciarte just caught in no man's land, and it really screwed up the whole play for the Diamondbacks. Either go or don't go.
Either go or get off the pot. Ground ball, one hop, and once Inciarte freezes halfway, he tries to start it up, can't get back to the second base bag, and the Giants turn a nice pair. Will make that our right choice, our Ford right choice.
So here's Montero. Montero lifts this one down the line. Blanco's going to give chase, and it's just out of play. And it's 0-1. Breaking ball for a call strike, 0-2.
Montero not in complete agreement with that call by Brian Gorman, but again, Gorman is a big zone. He looks for strikes, especially early in the game. He likes to keep that pace going.
And this is tapped to Panic, and with the help of the double play, Vogelsong gets out of the first with 14 pitches. Pagan, Panic, Posey coming up. Will be facing is going to look like this. Pagan, Panic, and then the red-hot Buster Posey, including ownage on Cole Mentor, Sandoval, Pence, and Blanco. Ishikawa gets a start. He's hitting 7th, Crawford 8th, and Vogelsong 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks will be the big right-hander, Josh Colmenter, 6'4", 235-pounder. He's 28 years old, his 4th year at the big league level. You see this year he started out in the bullpen, then they moved him to rotation, and he's been their best starter, 10-7 with a 3.81 ERA, 103 strikeouts against 36 walks. And with Colmenter, he's not going to dazzle you with movement or speed, but he is going to dazzle you with deception. He's got the highest release point of anybody in these big leagues. It is right over the top. His fastball will go anywhere from 84 to 87 miles per hour. He'll cut the ball. He'll throw a big, slow 12-6 curveball and a great changeup. And basically, you're going to see fastball changeup, and those two fans are ready for baseball.
So here's Pagan. Pagan coming off a 4-for-5 night. Here he takes a strike.
Giants have never beaten Colmenter. He's 3-0 lifetime, and he's got a save. Lifetime ERA at 2.20, so he's always been problematic for San Francisco.
Chops this one right back to where it came from, and Pagan is retired.
Let's take a look at the defense that the Diamondbacks will employ behind Josh Colmenter. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Inciarte, Pollock, and Marte. Gregorius and Lamb on the left side of the infield. Hill and Trumbo on the right side. And the veteran Miguel Montero will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Panic, 5-for-5 last night to get that average up to 327. Here he takes the pitch high.
Think about Colmenter. I mean, most pitchers, you say, what type of pitcher is he? Sinker, slider, 3/4, got kind of a flat breaking ball, blah, blah, whatever. But there's nobody in the league like Colmenter. He stands alone.
And this pop-up was caught by Gregorius. 2 outs, and here's Buster Posey. So here's Posey, and Colmenter facing Buster Posey just the way he wants to. 2 outs and nobody on. Buster last night, he took an 0-for-4, but he did have 2 runs batted in. And those RBIs got him to 81 on the season. (2-0). That last fastball was at 85.
A little cut, flat movement, like 2 or 3 inches slides away from the right-handed hitting Posey.
And that's popped backing out of play.
That shot from behind the catcher really gives you an idea of how unusual the release point is for Colmenter. And his teammates say he's a tomahawk thrower. I mean, he is right over the top of his head when he comes at you. And his 2 best weapons are the fastball and the changeup. Identical arm action, very deceptive. And there's that little cut he throws. Not a lot of movement, but just enough to get it off the sweet spot of the bat. Either get at the end of your bat if you're right-handed, in on your hands if you're left-handed. And there's the changeup.
And that's in a fastball count, so it's 3-2. When it's that good and the pitcher throws it 3-1, in the back of your mind you're thinking, well, he's going to throw it 3-2. And instead he comes back with a fastball and it's out of play.
At 87, and you're late on it. And that's what changeup on the brain will do to a fastball hitter. It'll make you late. But Posey has been one of the few guys in the Giants lineup that has figured out Colmenter. He's had good success against him.
Pops it up, shallow left center field. And coming out of nowhere is Inciarte, and that'll end the inning. So a comebacker and 2 pop-ups, and after 1, it's 0-0. Second inning, and Vogelsong will face Trumbo, Pollock, and Jake Lamb. Things moving along a little bit too fast for Brian Gorman, so he slows it down, and now we're ready. Trumbo at 233, lots of power. He went 0 for 3 last night.
He had 2 he just missed out on the end of the bat. Just couldn't quite get timed to Yusmeiro Petit. Giants play him straight away in the outfield. Slight pull on the left side of the infield.
And a call strike that evens the count. 1 for 5. Trumbo lifetime against Vogelsong. A.J. Pollock in the on-deck circle. And the 1-1 pitch. He's outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants will take on the D-backs next week. They'll have a series Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in Arizona. So it's 3-1 now to Trumbo. And the walk. Check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen, fans need their baby giraffe update. Here it is. Brandon came in early this morning. He did some sprints. He also hit off of a tee, and then he went to the airport, got on a flight to Pittsburgh. Now he is going to be evaluated for concussion symptoms. If he's cleared, he's back on Friday, and Bruce Bochy said he'll ramp up baseball activities, and they're going to figure out how to get him some live BP. Dwayne?
Yeah, and it's hard to do right now because the minor league season's over with.
Indeed. Have extended something.
Here's Pollock, and Vogelsong right now can't find the outside corner. It's 1-0.
I mean, don't they have instructional leagues starting up pretty quick, though?
I think they do. Just the way I would want to have a rehab assignment, face some of those really young guys just headed to instructional league.
you'll see lots of good stuff. May not always be the most comfortable at bat, but you'll see lots of good stuff. Right now, Ryan Vogelsong has not found the release point. You know, the ideal formula for success is not walking leadoff hitters. He's done it twice now, and he's worked himself into a 2-0 count to Pollock, who's been red hot.
And he comes back on the inside part of the plate for a strike. It's 2-1. Pollock, according to our notes, has never faced Vogelsong before. Trumbo with his lead. On a play, 2-2. Outfield straight away.
Pollock missed a lot of this season with a fractured right hand. Went on the DL May 26th, activated in September. Kind of a lost season for him, but he's making some noise now. And I think it's important for every young player to go through an injury like Pollock's gone through to come back and get some at bats and show the organization you can play. And he's worked hard to get back.
On the ground to Sandoval. Sandoval gets one. Go to first, not in time. And a nice job by Panic to get out of the way. Because Trumbo's a big fella.
You know, off the crack of the bat, you're thinking this is going to be a double play just because of how hard it was hit. But Trumbo is a big fella indeed. 6'4", 235 pounds, a man rolling in on you. And he was going on the play. And Panic just does get out of the way. I mean, get that foot up. Indeed he does. And he still manages to get a throw off.
Can I take a page out of your book?
Yeah.
That's why that's the best athlete on the field.
Watch this guy. I mean, he's coming in there looking for one thing, and that's to knock up the double play, trying to disrupt your foundation. And he's not seeing him. His back's turned to him.
The best athlete on the field.
Well, truer words could never be spoken from an ex-second baseman.
And a call strike. It's 0-1.
Nice cut fastball there. That's where you want to plant that pitch, right on the belt. It's an old second baseman.
Like Tito walks with a limp.
It's true. That's why you walk with a slight limp.
Yeah, a little bit. No balls and a strike. And the runner goes. And a check swing roller to Sandoval. Sandoval's going to have to hurry. Not in time. Giants are in the thick of another playoff race for October baseball. Looking for access to postseason tickets. Get on deck. You need a $500 deposit. Call Giants representatives at 415-972-2298. So here's Marte. Marte hitting at 184, 2 home runs, 9 driven in. And a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Song comes back on the next pitch and it's down low. is not unusual for Vogelsong to pitch in traffic throughout the course of a game, and he does it very well.
One thing the Giants know about Marte, he will chase. He's only got 6 walks and 98 at bats. Actually 104 at bats. So he is aggressive.
Vogelsong slowing things down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants 39 and 33 at home, so their record has gotten a lot better as of late. In the dirt, it's 2-1. They've won 10 of their last 13. And in that 13 games were those 2 losses in Colorado.
Well, it's something they knew they absolutely had to do the second half of the season, and that's regain that good feeling at home, and they have certainly done that. They're a confident team here.
See, during the 7-game home win streak, the pitching was there, the hitting obviously there, the defense, yeah, very easy to see how that has happened. However, right now Vogelsong needs to throw a strike. Runners go, swinging a high pop-up into shallow right field. Hunter Pence is going to track it down. Marte's trying to figure out how he missed that.
Well, that's what cutters do. I mean, the guy looks at it, he's thinking it's a BP fastball coming at him, and the eyes get big, the swing gets long, and by the time they get that barrel head out to it, it just slips off the sweet spot up towards the end of the bat, and you get a nice little pop up.
Here's Didi Gregorius, 0 for 3 last night. He's 1 for 7 against Vogelsong lifetime. And a fastball maybe in tight and high. 1 ball and no strikes. At second is Pollock. At first is Lamb. And a good rip and a foul back. A walk, a fielder's choice, and an infield hit. Another good looking crowd tonight, another sellout.
Indeed. Great energy. Great energy around the ballpark prior to the game.
2 balls and a strike.
I doubt if you're going to see Vogelsong give Gregorius a whole bunch to hit with the pitcher Colminter on deck. Doesn't have to.
Two and one. So Vogelsong now has thrown more balls in this game than Petit did last night.
Petit was 16 balls and 84 pitches last night. And that's a complete game. A remarkable performance by the Giants right-hander.
And that's really more about Petit than it is on what Vogelsong is doing here, although we'll see if he throws Gregorius a strike. He does, and it's 3-2.
First pitch of the sequence on the outside corner. Everything else has been in. I'm sure he'll go back inside here, 3-2.
Runners now will be on the move, and that'll be Pollock and Lamb. And no swing on the appeal.
Time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Last night, Yusmeiro Petit with an 84-pitch complete game was absolutely brilliant. 9 strikeouts on the night, no walks, no 3-ball counts. And he had 6 innings where the pitch count was under 10. And when it was all said and done, applause to the people for the support. And that's our Togo's big play the Togo's way.
Here's Colementor, and it's low, 1 ball and no strikes.
And now Buster's going to come out and say, hey, you're flying that front shoulder over. Be a little more deliberate on that back leg. Take your stride step. Come at me. Let your shoulder come right to the target, and then follow with your hand. And in your mind, don't even see that guy in the batter's box. It's me and you and the glove. Go get it.
See a little concern on the skipper.
Well, he knows he's got a pitcher out there that hasn't found his release yet. He's almost 40 pitches into it.
And that was 92 right down the pipe, and it's a ball and a strike. Two and one.
No, says Tony Randazzo, the first base umpire. Did he go? No. But if you ask Bruce Bochy, you might get an argument. Yeah. Those are the things that will definitely get a manager and a pitcher coach patient. And very quickly, Tim Lincecum head down the bullpen. Colementor taken all the way.
Yeah, and you think that that's an easy pitch to throw?
It's not. Not when you haven't found a release point.
Sandoval. Side retired. Torture. Nothing.
is brought to you by Supercuts. Rock the cut.
As you look into the Garden, it's a 0-0 ball game.
The Garden, right over the center field wall. If you ever lose somebody at the ballpark, that's a great rendezvous point. The Garden. Get lost, meet me at the Garden.
I'll be the one with kale in my hand.
That's right. In one hand, cold one in the other.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval looks at a strike. 286 for the Pandas, 16 home runs, 68 driven in. Sandoval talked himself into that one, because Brian Gorman would not have made that call until he reacted to it. And it looked like it got him on the little finger.
Diamondbacks can go back and have a look at this one before they give an argument. I'm not sure they're 100% convinced it got him.
Yep, it did.
Oh yeah, absolutely got him.
Maybe not so much on the little finger as in the back of the palm.
Boy, though, it's always scary when you get hit in the hand. You never know.
Well, we know it's not the hamate.
Hadn't got any more of those.
Those are
left.
gone. Those are gone.
Both hamates gone. So the Giants get their first runner of the night. I know that the Diamondbacks reviewed this. There really is no argument there.
Sometimes the manager's got to stretch his legs. Get a little stiff in the dugout.
He wasn't arguing that it was kind of a swing.
Plus, I don't think Sandoval wants to do anything but hit. Here's Hunter Pence. Giants with their first base runner. And Pence takes a strike. Pence has not had a whole lot of luck against Comenter. How about 3 for 19 with a big fly?
I'm thinking back about guys that threw over the top like that.
On the ground to third. Blam, and that's all they'll get. So Pence is aboard on the fielder's choice.
Remember Jim Kern, your teammate, he was pretty high with his release.
Jim Palmer.
Both guys threw a whole lot harder than Comenter. Well, we talked about Trumbo coming in on panic here. Sandoval coming through the bag with Hill going up to avoid contact. We'll make it our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And these are all fair play. Those are good slides. That's just good hard baseball, as was Trumbo's.
Blanco 1 for 11 against Comenter. So once you get past Buster Posey, not a whole lot of ownage by anybody in this lineup against Josh Comenter. Blanco last night went 2 for 4. He scored a run. Wide again, 2-0. Travis Ishikawa is on deck.
2-0 changeup. Anything at any time. And that really was the one pitch when Coleman first got to the big leagues that allowed him to climb that ladder in the bullpen quickly. You just couldn't seem to wait on the changeup, even if you knew it was coming. It was that good.
Blanco steps out. And now everybody's ready, including Pence with his lead. He does not go, and Blanco bluffs a bunt, and it's 3-1. Not a bad spot to run if you're Bruce Bochy. And you got a guy at first that can run a little bit. He's got 13 steals. Sometimes you anticipate the pitcher coming into the strike zone, and the hitter might have something to swing at. Pence goes, swinging a bouncing ball to second, and they'll get the out at first. And Pence now in scoring position for Travis Ishikawa.
And the ball hit off the end of the bat. And I think you face a guy like Coleman who's got some funkiness to his delivery and a good changeup. I mean, you're going to see a lot of balls hit away from the sweet spot the first time through the lineup, especially.
Yeah, you're going to get more balls off the end of the bat than balls in on your hands. Against Coleman, you almost challenge yourself to get jammed. Can he jam me? Ishikawa hitting .263. 0 for 1 in his career against Coleman. And tight 1-0.
Cutter 85.
Two balls and no strikes. Brandon Crawford on deck. That's a Gamer Bride.
Gamer Bride, absolutely. Well, best wishes to the Gamer Bride. Nice going. Got all the Gamer Bridesmaids with her. And the pace of this game has come to a screeching halt.
Good time to say that tomorrow, maybe around the 4th inning. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
2-0 changeup.
And you know why?
Well, we're going to have the commissioner with us tomorrow, right? Bud Selig going to sit in the 4th inning. His farewell tour around baseball. So I'm going to have another cheesehead in the booth.
It's never great to be outnumbered by that group. 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
I think guys with good changeups become very deliberate with men on base for the reason that hitters get antsy. They want to knock that run in, and they're more likely to chase that changeup if the pace is slow.
So the walk, and here's Crawford.
This is not a small strike zone, man. You can't blame these walks on Brian Gorman. Plate umpire, not the case.
So here's Crawford. Brandon Crawford got into the game last night, but did not get an at bat. First pitch changeup, and it's 0-1. Crawford 4 for 18 in his career against Colementor. These guys all got the memo on blue shirts.
Yeah, wear your blue shirt. Well, yeah, the office. Let's go to a ball game. Drop your tie. Head out to the yard. Well,
they all had something to look forward to today at the office.
Yes, they did.
Now we just need to get the beer vendor down there.
Call him up. Send him that way.
1 ball and 1 strike to Crawford. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Colementor in a similar situation that Vogelsong had at the top of the second. He was facing, Vogelsong was facing Gregorius with an open bag and a pitcher on deck, in a similar situation now for Colementor. And he's nibbling here with Brandon Crawford. The old equalizer.
That's the second swing and a miss by Crawford. Two and two to Crawford. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Third inning coming up. 0-0.
That's when Hunter Pence hit a home run. He became the first Giants player to record at least 20 home runs and 20 steals in a season since Barry Bonds did it in 1998. Also, Pence's 6th straight 20 home run season. Hunter Pence with 19 home runs coming into tonight's ball game.
So here's Inciarte to lead things off. And he'll look at a strike. Inciarte drew a walk to open up the ball game. Crawford charging, and Crawford throwing out Inciarte, who runs extremely well.
Last night, the only run given up by Yusmeiro Petit was this blast into McCovey Cove off the bat of Inciarte. No cheapie there. And that thing disappeared quickly. You say it was a heavy ball?
It sunk. That's what you mean by disappearing quickly.
Yes.
That or disappearing out of the park quickly. Or both.
Both.
Good pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. Hill hit into a double play in the first. Pagan coming in. 2 out. And here's Montero.
There's Lucille over the left field wall. Tell you, Lucille gets around.
On and off the field.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've only heard rumors.
I don't know. Blanco coming in, and a nice quick inning, 6 pitches for Vogelsong. Vogelsong will lead things off, 0-0.
It's all the buzz tonight. A 5-hit night for the rookie, and it's our AT&T U-verse rewind this evening. We take you back to look at his 5 singles. He became the first Giants rookie to have a 5-hit game since Fred Lewis back in 2007, and Bruce Bochy about panic swing. Very simple, great balance, great discipline. He does not expand the strike zone, and that results in hits, as you two well know. Dwayne and Mike?
He's fun to watch, and all of his at-bats are usually good. Here's Vogelsong. He's 6 for 53. And he's going to take a strike. Pagan and then Panic. Oh, and 2. Outfield, no respect. One and 2.
Cutter. And he's got such a nice feel with that pitch that he can paint it outside corner to a righty, inside corner to a lefty.
Gregorius is going to throw him out. 1 out.
Ever since Vogelsong got knocked back a couple games ago, his at-bats have been great.
Yep. Took him off, and he stayed tipped off. Here's Pagan.
Good looking ride. That'd be tough to string up, though. I'd screw that up.
It'd be like me trying to put up a tent. Forget it. I need a blow-up tent. Pagan taking all the way, takes a strike. And a base hit for Pagan. And the first hit for the Giants.
And that really is just an all-hands hit. Now you like Joe Panic? Well, let's give you some more on the young second baseman. First Giants second baseman, age 23 younger with a 5-hit game since Tito Fuentes did it in 1966. First Giants player 23 younger with a 5-hit game since Gary Maddox in 1973. First Giants rookie with a 5-hit game since Fred Lewis did it in 2007. That's how special last night was. It just doesn't come around very often.
Well, here he is. He popped out in the first. Pagan with 14 steals.
You know what's great about rookies too? I mean, they try and act cool and they try and act nonchalant, like it's something that happens every day. But when you tease them just a little bit, that smile breaks out so quick. And folks, Joe Panic has got a great smile. And why wouldn't he? He's coming up here to the big leagues. He's establishing himself. He's winning the hearts of a lot of fans here in Northern California. A lot to smile about.
Outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
First game with Mom and the old man. Oh, welcome.
One and 0 to Panic. Boy, ain't gonna miss. There's that changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, it's almost predictable with a fastball count. Take a look at Joe Panic's hits against right-handers and how he uses the whole field. And that really is an example of just the type of balance he has in his swing. If you pitch him in, you go to right. You pitch him away, he goes to left. He takes what you give him.
Did I see 1 dot over the wall?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Washington.
Big fly. 1 a game.
Yep, he's in the club.
It's 2 and 1. Three and 1. Again, 3-1 count. Good spot to run. Bruce Bochy did it in the second inning with Pence on first. We'll see if he does it here with Pagan.
Well, you're betting on contact if you're running with one out. You know, the guy who is fearless throwing that changeup in a fastball count, and he's been consistent to it all night. I mean, that's a rough call to make if you're Bochy, because if you get a swing and miss.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. And I don't know about that one.
Well, they may review it.
Unless the throw took Gregorius's glove above the leg of Pagan.
And that's what a one hopper will do. Gregorius has to bring that glove up to catch the ball on the one hop.
Pretty close.
That's real close.
And they're going to appeal it.
I think they got him. They tagged him high on the leg before the foot got in. So Gibson going to come out. I'm not sure why he has to go out to the second base umpire, David Rackman. I mean, he's the rookie in this group, this foursome. Brian Gorman is the crew chief behind home plate.
Well, this replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Watch the leg this time instead of the bag with the foot. And there's the tag, and I'm not sure he was there at the bag. I don't know if it's enough for them to overrule it.
Well, I need a bunch of different more angles than that one. I can't. He's out. So actually, it's a nice play by Gregorius.
Well, that's the risk, running with a guy who's a swing and miss guy, and Colemanter has proven that he has got a pitch that the Giants just aren't even fouling right now, and that's that changeup.
And the walk, and now Buster Posey is going to hit.
One more look at the overturned play, initially called safe, and they got him. And that may have been the one that really decided it for the folks in New York.
Buster Posey popped out to the left fielder in the first inning. And here he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. A lot of Buster Posey jerseys, as you would expect, T-shirts around this ballpark. And it gets away, and Montero pounced on it quickly. Otherwise, Panic was going to go.
Well, that's the thing. If you can block that ball and have it bounce out in front of you as a catcher, it will freeze the runner. Another ball in the dirt. So Colemanter showing a lot of respect to the hot hitters in this Giants lineup. He's nibbling. But the problem about when you nibble, you use up a lot of pitches. 52 here with 2 outs in the third. That's a lot of throws.
And it hits the outside corner. 2-2.
I think he'd throw that changeup 5 times in a row. I do. I mean, it's that good. I always thought that was the mark of how good your changeup was, as to how many times you could throw in a row before it got hit.
Posey wraps it to left, but it's right at the left fielder Inciarte, and that's going to end the inning. Through 3, it's 0-0. And that's the game we'll highlight. It's Orange Friday, and the first 20,000 fans, they're going to receive orange rally rags presented by your Northern California Honda dealers. Sunday's game is a 1:05 start. Saturday 6:05. Visit sfgiants.com/tickets.
They're number 1. Well, why wouldn't you think that? I mean, you got your orange and black on. You're sitting in a full house. Everybody's pumped. Even with the fog rolling in, it's the place to be.
Here's Trumbo. Trumbo wraps this one to Blanco, and through the fog, Blanco makes the catch. I think Trumbo, just in a matter of a couple of games, has decided that AT&T Park probably will never be his home park.
You know, they were talking about, ever since he's come back from his injury, that he's kind of lost some power, and when you have a severe ankle injury like he had, I mean, maybe he's not using a lot of that lower body, but clearly this ballpark's got him tied up in knots.
Well, it's Howlin' Jack right now out to right field.
It's Howlin' Jack to right,
which does you no good if you hit it to left.
When coming across the field, and there you see the flags flapping, popping, making noises. And out in right field, it is just whipping. Right center, wow. As much wind as we've seen that way in a while.
The last time it was this windy is when we were doing the game from right center field.
That's right. We were right here. And it was proven to be the coldest spot in California that day.
The night before, it was beautiful.
Oh, it's 72 the whole night.
Out of play. I had 2 gallons of hairspray on it. It wasn't enough.
No.
Just like that guy right there. You see?
Not a problem though.
He had like a half a gallon on it. It's not working.
He hadn't even zipped up the jacket yet. He's fine.
2-2. Two balls, two strikes. 3-2. Pollock should get something to hit here. And that's the fourth walk issued by Vogelsong. Time to log on to CSNBayArea.com. Decide the player of the game. The winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Giants in-game live on CSNBayArea.com. Log on now and vote. Lamb had an infield hit in the second inning. Runner goes. Posey's throw. Not in time.
So the Diamondbacks being very aggressive. No score through 3 innings. Both managers running. Knowing that 90 feet is a big, big chunk of real estate in a 0-0 ball game. If you could command the ball, you could pitch behind an account. This is not a tight strike zone. Vogelsong has nibbled himself into a lot of hitters counts tonight. But if you can throw your other pitches over in fastball counts, as we've seen Coleminter do, as we've seen Vogelsong do, when you can pitch through the fastball wildness. But this is not a tight strike zone tonight.
Now, Posey asks for time. Deep to right, fair or foul? It is foul.
Not quite wet, but close. Definitely a scary strike. And you're on the mound and a guy hits one like this, you are thinking out loud, doing some cheerleading, begging that thing to go foul. Yeah, that's who got it. Listening to Dave and John, had him played perfectly.
Well, Vogelsong is thinking that Pollock may be thinking about trying to steal third. Three and two.
Well, a base stealer will do that if you think you're forgetting about him. For Vogelsong, 8 3-ball counts here with 1 out in the 4th inning. Last night, Yusmeiro Petit had no 3-ball counts in 9 innings.
Panic from the outfield grass will throw out Lamb. Pollock moves to third, and here's Marte.
That's the defense that they will employ. Straight away in the outfield. They'll choke it off a little bit, bring everybody in a few steps in the outfield.
And a strike, and it's 0-1. Chopper up the middle. Crawford now's got to hurry. Got him. So Vogelsong pitches through his fourth walk, and now it'll be Sandoval, Pence, and Blancos coming up.
And tonight we welcome in the Masons of California, who before the game gave a very large donation to the Giants Community Fund. Joining me is Doug Ismail. You're with the Masons of California and the Masons for Mitts program. Tell us what that is.
Well, 6 years ago, Amy, we decided to create a program where we could find a way to partner with the Giants Community Fund. We love the values of the organization. We love what they believe in. The Giants Community Fund believes in teaching kids through non-competitive baseball things like health, awareness, safety, all kinds of things that make a difference in a child's life. It's non-competitive, but here these kids get a baseball mitt from us that they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
And tonight you were able to give a large check to the Giants Community Fund for their Junior Giants program, which will go to gloves. How much were you able to raise this year? How many gloves do you get out of it?
Well, it's incredible. We raised $90,000 that is going to give a baseball mitt to 4,500 kids. Yeah,
it's really amazing. Job well done. Guys, they've been partners with the Giants Community Fund, Mason for Mitts, for 6 years, and in that 6 years, raised over $365,000. About 900 Masons are sitting here tonight. They're all here. Dwayne and Mike.
All right, well, and they brought up the gloves that were handed out to the kids, the Masons of California. Fantastic.
Yeah, these are nice rags, no doubt.
You could use this. You could use it. I couldn't. You could.
It's got the little Mason logo right here, which is very cool, and it's making a lot of kids happy. This is a good glove.
Where'd he go?
Was your first glove was a Rawlings? Mine was a Rawlings.
I got it at Kmart, so I'm not sure.
Really?
Pence pops it up.
Max West Sporting Goods Store, Alhambra.
My very first glove. My dad brought it to me in the hospital. I had my tonsils out. I was probably 5. And if you stuck your hand in it, and when you pulled your hand out, all the padding came out with it.
Yeah, I had one of those too.
And it was like, well, that's just not the way it's supposed to be. Tap, slowly, foul. And Hunter Pence will have to come back. And then after that, I just used my dad's for a long time. But the glove drive never ends, it seems, and that's a good thing.
No, it's enabling a lot of kids to play baseball that otherwise could not afford to play.
By the way, the 2 gloves you saw us holding, we will put those back into the glove drive next year.
After we break them in.
And 3 and 2, not a Pence.
Now, if that was Matt Williams' glove right there in that present state, he'd take it into a game.
Use it. Hit well into center field. But on a night through the fog, Pollock puts it away.
That was loud. If you have normal winds here, that's a home run. But the wind's cutting across the field from left to right, blowing from the foul line of left field out to right center. It's just cutting those fly balls to left field and center.
And maybe tomorrow that's gone.
Yeah, tomorrow it may be no wind at all. Day game's usually very quiet, but right now it's whipping.
You can go, however, here if you get it up into right center field. Maybe not Triples Alley right center field, but anywhere from that part towards the line. Blanco out in front. Pop up out of play.
He brought his glove.
One and 2.
Giants just one hit off Coleman. Diamondbacks just one hit off Vogelsong. It just doesn't feel like each guy's got a one-hit shutout going. And walks will do that to you. There've been 6 walks in this game. 4 by Vogelsong, 2 by Coleman, and a hit basket by Coleman.
Hit on the ground and into right field. A base hit for Blanco. So now we'll see if Bruce Bochy gives Blanco a base stealer a chance to go with Ishikawa coming up.
Blanco, a 33-inch, 31-ounce bat. A lot of guys. Ishikawa, 33.5-inch, 34-inch sometimes. That one here, I think he's taken into the game tonight against Coleman. There's 34-inch, 31-ounce. And he's a big, strong guy. It gives you an idea, though, just how many more types of movement this current modern-day pitcher is throwing than other generations. Guys are using smaller bats. And just about everybody's got a changeup. Smaller bats, more bat control.
So here's Ishikawa. And he takes low. Ishikawa drew a walk in the second inning.
Not uncommon to see a starting pitcher have 2 types of fastball, curveball, slider, a cutter, a changeup. That's 6 different types of movement that he has command of.
Ooh, Ishikawa had a pitch, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike.
And I don't think that was a mistake of location either. I think he was trying to throw that cutter in on his hands at the belt.
One ball and 1 strike. Blanco leaning. He goes. And he's going to make it. That's his 15th steal of the year.
Take a look at the jump. And really more accurate throw, and they probably would have had him. Coulter is going to give a catcher a chance to throw a runner out. He's pretty quick out of the stretch. And normally Montero, who has a very strong arm, makes a more accurate throw. So the Giants catch a break there.
Two and 1 to Ishikawa. Ishikawa, soft line drive foul, and it's 2 and 2.
Ball did get a little action. Roger Gill, third base ball due today.
So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit up the middle, knocked down by Coulter. He's going to take his time, and he throws out Ishikawa. 5th inning coming up. 0-0.
Prius. Smiles abundance around the ballpark today. Yep, eager anticipation. It's a September month and the Giants are in the hunt. Everybody's psyched up, even the folks behind the camera. Oh yeah, and it is a happy birthday day here. Gamer Babes have assembled. And that's our Prius Get Happy Can.
Gregorius takes a call strike. Clementer on deck. A San Francisco night here tonight. Which is wide. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Definitely a night where you have to fight to hold your concentration if you're on the field. I mean, for everybody involved, not just the guy in the box or the guy in the mound, but everybody on defense as well. What were some of the tricks you used when you were at Candlestick on cold windy nights when you were playing second base?
Well, you just really try to move around. I mean, if it means picking up rocks or doing some landscaping, I just could not stand in one spot.
I mean, when you're pitching, you don't feel it. You're not cold. I mean, you're moving. You're exerting on every pitch. But when you're standing around defensively, it's a stop and go sport. It's tough to stay loose.
3-2.
Pitch number 70 for Ryan Vogelsong. Ideally, you want to be 75 or less after the 5th inning, so he's a little high in the pitch count.
Payoff pitch is popped back and out of play.
Got a man making a play. Hey, El Dude, I got the ball, meat.
Yeah.
Grab some pine.
Oh. So it's 3-2 to Gregorius with the pitcher Clementer on deck. And another foul out of play.
Nice. She earned it. Psyched. That is utter joy right there, folks.
Got him.
Well, there's a new morning newscast in town. Telemundo 48, Primera Edición, the Bay Area's only Spanish language morning news with live news, weather, and traffic. So tell your friends and watch Telemundo 48, Primera Edición weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. She goes, you can't believe what happened when you were gone.
Here's Clementer. Yep.
Yeah, she's pretty happy. That is a good thing.
Hey, is that a curveball? We just saw a curveball.
Didn't throw many of it. Of the curveballs tonight, most have been fastballs and cutters from Vogelsong's perspective.
Ooh.
Do another one. You know, that's not the first one Clementer's ever seen, but he sure swung like it was. All right, take a look at the hack. 0-2 curveball. Yeah, I know. That's why you took up pitching.
Inciarte comes up empty, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Only 3 hits in the game. In one, Pagan was thrown out trying to steal. Well, I know Murph's clubhouse. That doesn't look like it. But if you want some food
and a Guinness,
and you have to pay for it, there you go.
And you can get a black and tan. Just tell him Murph sent you. Miguel Murphy, Giants clubby. There's a picture of Murph. Best in history.
2-2. Bob Brenly was walking down the hallway in the Giants clubhouse yesterday, and I actually thought that he might be coming to see me, and he walked right by me into Murph's office.
Yeah. Well, if you're an old player and you come to this ballpark and you don't check in with Murph, you've done something unforgivable. There's Bob Brenly.
He did say hi, and then basically said, "Where's Murph?" I was like, "Well, let's keep on walking."
Brenly, the color analyst for the Diamondbacks.
No strikeouts for Vogelsong, and then he strikes out the side here in the fifth. Crawford, Vogelsong, Pagan coming up.
Go Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 0-0 ball game as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's Crawford, Brandon Crawford, to lead it off. It's the only strikeout victim for Colementor, and that was on 3 changeups. And this is hit out to right field, hit pretty well, and that's the hot spot with the wind, and going back to make the catch was Marte. Join us this Saturday for Hevesta Gigantes, presented by Coors Light. It's the annual free pregame music festival on Terry Francois Boulevard from 3 to 6. Call 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com/special events.
Fiesta Gigantes.
Here's Vogelsong. And the pitch is high. Vogelsong bounced out to short in the third. He pitch high again, 2-0.
See Montero encouraging Colementor to keep his front side in. Nice quick pace with nobody on base for Colementor, but when somebody gets on first base, the red light goes on and it slows down.
Three and one. And now a full count.
Taken all away.
And he got him. And that'll bring up Pagan with 2 outs. Pagan singled in the 3rd. And this one bounces, and it's 1 ball and no strike.
Real shallow set in left field for Ender Inciarte.
Rolls this one over to Trumbo, and that's going to end the inning. So a 9-pitch inning for Colementer. Vogelsong now will come out to face Hill, Montero, and Trumbo. Good news, Greg, tonight. Maybe later. Here it's Aaron Hill to lead things off. And Hill takes a strike.
Guy's always given Vogelsong fits.
This could be, well, Hunter Pence is there. I was going to say it could be nasty with all the wind.
You know, he said it didn't feel like a one-hit shutout till the 5th inning when Ryan Vogelsong went 1, 2, 3 strikeouts in a row to Gregorius, Colementer, and Inciarte. Just like we've said so many times with Vogelsong in the past, he may not start the game with a great rhythm, but before the night's over, he'll find it, and he is throwing with nice rhythm right now.
Montero is bounced out and popped out, and here he takes down low. Trumbo to follow. And a strike to even the count. To be pitch number 85 for Vogelsong, and is bounced up the middle. Panic on the backhand. He will flip it, and they got him. Nice play.
Well, that is a great play, and they had Montero played the pole, so Panic away from normal positioning, but really a good little backhander, and with momentum going out to left field, turns. Nice bend in the elbow, gives you a nice soft hand to the backhand, and that's just an all-arm throw off the right foot. Strike to Ishikawa. That's the big leagues, and he just took a hit away from Montero.
Also helps that the guy that hit the ball is a catcher in September.
Yep. Don't expect great times at first base. Spend 5 months in the squad. I mean, you're not going to be burning it up down the first baseline. I'm sorry.
It's going to feel like you're running with the gear on. Outside to Trumbo, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice 0-1 pitch, though. He's got that little cut going. Located perfectly. That's how you take advantage of an 0-1 pitch. Throw that thing in the corner, let the movement just sort of leak out away. Hope he goes after it.
And he ran that pitch in. It's 1-2.
So outside, inside. Much different rhythm and command of the baseball for Vogelsong now when you compare it to the first 2 innings.
Bounce to Panic to Ishikawa. And a 1-2-3 innings for Vogelsong. Panic, Posey, Sandoval coming up.
By Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Here at AT&T Park, it's a 0-0 ball game. Check out our Geico quote. It comes from Joe Panic. Growing up, and what type of players did you like? or do want to be like. And he says growing up in New York, I was a Derek Jeter fan, just watching his approach, his swing. That's what I kind of pride myself in trying to be that type of hitter. He never tried to do too much. That was someone I just tried to model myself after. That's a pretty good one to model yourself after.
Indeed. One of the greatest of all times. And a classy pro. If you're a young kid in New York or the New York area, who better to model yourself after?
The 1-0 to Panic. Panic gets a drive to right. Fair or foul? It is foul.
Oh. To hear 41,000 plus moan at the same time. And how foul was it? I mean, he goes down and digs this one out. And that's way out in the pond. Oh, that was close.
One ball, or make it 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I like that pitch too from Coleman. A 1-1 guy just gets knocking a strike into the pond. You come right back inside with a fastball with a cut at the belt. Belt high strike from Brian Gorman. I mean, that's not a surprise. He will give you those.
Just foul the other way. Roger Gill, a little bit of a late jump, but everything's okay.
He was about 7 seconds too late. It's all right. Been in the squad a long time.
Out of play again.
You hit a foul ball in the ballpark like that, it's hard to get home run out of your mind and continue your bat. You're thinking about it.
And he gets him with a pitch in the dirt.
Well, this Friday is social media night presented by AT&T on June 25th. Shortly after the final out of Tim Lincecum's second no-hitter, 4 different hashtags centered around that moment, and they were trending worldwide. Your special event package includes a Timmy No-No t-shirt commemorating that event and a ticket to the Giants-Dodger game. Remember, to receive this t-shirt, you need to purchase the special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Buster Posey takes in tight.
Yeah, he nailed one in his last at bat to Coleman, or a line bullet to left. So you know he's seen him well.
One ball and 1 strike.
Except for that pitch.
Posey trying to reach for Pablo Sandoval and then Hunter Pence. We're in the 6th inning. And this is a base hit up the middle. So Buster Posey with his first hit. And here's the Panda. Sandoval has been hit by a pitch and he bounced out to first. And that's a panda family right there. They dig the panda.
Second inning, a cut fastball up and in, just hit the pinky finger of his right hand. bottom hand on the bat. One of the free gifts of 90 feet that Colemanter has given the Giants. He had 2 walks to go with the hit batsman. And again, the changeup with a swing and a miss.
Two. On the ground. And a double play. Sandoval hits it well, and we will head to the 7th. It remains 0-0. Summary, and it's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Colemanter and Vogelsong have been dazzling each other. Vogelsong has allowed 1 hit. He's walked 4. He's struck out 3. Colemanter has scattered 3 hits, and he's walked 2. He also has hit a batter. It'll be Pollock, Lamb, and Marte. Pitch count wise for Vogelsong, the very next pitch will be number 90. And this is hit up the middle, and Crawford moves to his left, and that's 1 pitch, 1 out. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, time for our fan photo contest. It is sponsored by AT&T. You need to tweet it to us, #CSNBA fan photo. Tonight's winner, it comes from Summer. She's from El Dorado Hills. Great, great picture. Got the whole family to a Giants game, and that is a good-looking group. We love it, guys.
Yeah. So here's Lamb and a called strike.
Nice way to start an inning with a 1 pitch out.
Lamb is 1 for 2. He had an infield hit in the 2nd.
Big difference now in the last several innings for Vogelsong has been strike 1. He's been getting it. He was elusive the first part of this game.
And a call strike 1 and 2.
And when you start pounding that strike zone and getting strike 1, all of a sudden you get that umpire thinking strike. And you get those borderline pitches like he just threw.
Very high, 2-2. And he just misses the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Jake Lamb putting on a pretty good eyeball there in the 2-2 count as you see activity in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Hudson the righty, Oliver Perez the lefty.
Hit out into the gap. And this is going to be extra bases. And Lamb's got a double. So that's the second hit for the Diamondbacks, the first one that's left the infield.
Guillermo Quiroz, Giants catcher, stretching, strapping, getting ready to go down the bullpen. A nice at bat there from Jake Lamb to go the opposite way and a 3-2 fastball away. As you see Affeld starting to head down to the bullpen.
The hitter is Alfredo Marte. He's popped out and he's bounced out to Crawford.
Machi joined Jeremy Affeld in the pen.
And this is hit out to Blanco, and Blanco's going to move over and make the catch.
I think that line drive had a little personality. When the ball gets hit right on the screws at times, there'll be no spin on the ball. It knuckles going out to an outfielder, and that's what this one was doing. And Blanco almost overruns this ball.
Well, he hit it well.
And watch him have to come back across his body to make the play.
It's pretty good, though.
He's real good.
Well, it's either pitch to Gregorius or pitch to a pinch hitter. And it's wide, 1-0.
I'd almost think about pitching to the pinch hitter just so you can get Coleman around the game. He has been masterful tonight against the Giants. Just 3 hits allowed, no runs. See on deck, Jordan Pacheco has come out.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh, that's a good changeup. Next pitch will be number 100 for Vogelsong. That second inning has really had to dig deep. And that ate up a lot of bullets. 30 pitches, 43 in the first 2 innings. But after that, he really steadied. And he has pitched beautifully.
Wide, 2 balls and 1 strike.
They're together, Bruce Bochy. Talking it over.
Close. 3-1. And the walk. So Kirk Gibson right now is solely going on the numbers that Pacheco has against Vogelsong lifetime. And Bruce Bochy's coming out. And the jog usually means he's going to stay in the game or at least talk to Vogelsong.
I think he's going to lead him in. 102 pitches into it. I mean, he definitely has got another 10 or 12 in him. Easy.
Now, I mentioned the numbers. Pacheco lifetime is 5 for 11 with 3 doubles and a home run. And he's out.
Wow. I'm surprised once we saw the jog.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back. Is it going to happen? Sunday, of course, right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, pregame live, along with 49ers postgame live, both from Levi Stadium. And that is coverage of the pregame show an hour before the game on Comcast Sportsnet. Here's your new pitcher.
New pitcher now for the Giants, Gene Machi. We got to get Machi's number. 63 games, 6-1, 1.92 ERA, 46 strikeouts against 15 walks. Get a low to mid-90s fastball, little nickel slider and a split, more of a forkball.
Pollock is, or make that the pinch hitter. Pacheco is 0 for 3 lifetime.
But they know each other.
Yes, they do. One ball and no strikes. At second is Lamb. Gregorius walked. He's at first. 2 outs in a scoreless ball game here in the top of the 7th inning.
Pretty good speed in the base pass. Pretty good arms in the outfield.
On the ground, it'll be Crawford across the diamond. Wide, Ishikawa hanging on to end the inning. Nice job. Pence, Blanco, Ishikawa coming up. Game. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. And it is Oliver Perez who's the new pitcher.
Perez in 62 games, 3-3 with 2.29 ERA, 66 strikeouts against 20 walks in 55 innings. He's got good stuff. And when you're averaging more than 9 strikeouts in 9 innings, you got good stuff. And his stuff is low to mid-90s fastball with a good hard slider. And basically a two-pitch guy, and he's going to come at you.
So here's Pence. Pence has Simone John Perez 3 for 5 with a home run. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike, a home run and a double. And it's wide. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So both starters now out of the game, and both starters pitched extremely well.
Yeah, it's tough to lead a ball game as Vogelsong did. But he did what you need to do in September, give your team a chance to win, and boy did he do that. September starts when you're in the hunt are different than any other month. They mean more.
It's 2-2 now to Pence.
Big sweep back foot breaking ball.
A little Louis Tiant on that last one.
Get on that back leg and then swing that body around. Show your letters across your chest to the second base umpire. Trying to steal a strike on that inside corner.
Lefty Gregor Blanco on deck. And that's not even close.
Easy take. Well, if you're not a season ticket holder, you still have a shot at postseason tickets. How? Well, register right now at sfgiants.com/tickets for a special opportunity to purchase tickets for possible postseason play at AT&T Park. You must register by noon on Monday, September 15th to qualify. Register at sfgiants.com/tickets for a chance to purchase tickets to the first round of the wild card and divisional series. That's sfgiants.com/tickets to register.
Affeldt now going down to the bullpen. Here's Blanco. Ishikawa is on deck. And Blanco shows bunt, and it's down low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Not sure if this was a right-handed pitcher, if Bruce Bochy would have Blanco laying down a bunt here.
Well, you're right. As hot as he's been the last 3 weeks, I'm not sure he'd give up the out either. But lefty, different story.
One ball and 1 strike. What's the call? It's 1-2.
Blanco does not argue very often, and he's upset about this call. He's set up on the outside corner, and he catches it off his left shin guard. And that's a rough strike right there. Two-seam fastball cutting across the plate. Why not go back out there again?
Ball backing out of play.
This time they go at it with a breaking ball.
You know what happens when you get a call like that made on you? anything away now, you swing at it.
You have to.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a foot off the plate. You're just going to swing at it.
Well, that strike was probably 3 or 4 inches off the plate. Now you got to get after it. And when you're thinking about the outside part of the plate, the inside part of the plate is wide open. But Perez does not go inside very often. Against lefties, he stays away.
And that got Montero, I believe.
And that was right on the hands inside. It wound up being a pretty good pitch. They sent the target away. I think this is a great mistake. This goes right at the belt. It's a right off the label, and Gorman winds up wearing one. Ouch. Going to go away again, or at least try to.
Hit on the ground and a fair ball, and it's over the bag. Pence is on the move, and they're going to wave him in, and kicking it around is Marte, and the Giants take the lead. How about that at bat from Gregor Blanco?
Well, 2 times Perez missed his location. 2 times they set away. 2 times he went inside. And in a 2-strike count, look at the target on the outside corner. He goes right to the inside part of the plate. And Blanco spins on it. Rakes it right down the right field line. And the Giants, for the first time tonight, have a run and a lead. Beautiful at bat. He is on fire.
And Marte really had a shot.
You talk about strength and stride. After Pence was cooking. No big decision at all for Tim Flannery.
Here's Ishikawa. What do you think, Hunter Pence? Wide receiver?
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe kickoff return or 2 for fun.
Yeah, I see him as a wide receiver. Jordy Nelson style. But, you know, you put that guy at free safety as big as he is.
No, we're going to ask him tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll have an idea and an opinion
well,
about
he'll
that.
probably tell you, I don't know, pick a spot, I'll play it.
Well, Hunter Pence he's a big guy. I mean, you stand next to him and you start to get an idea just how much. I mean, he's 6'4", 220, and I mean, there's not an ounce of fat on the guy.
Well, plus it looks like he's wearing shoulder pads. Ishikawa right now is going to try to do his best to hit that ground ball to the right side. And he did, but he hit it off his foot, and it's 1-2. So now it becomes a little bit more difficult with 2 strikes.
Pure strikeout situation for Perez, and his kill pitch really is the breaking ball. It flattens out, runs wide, and that's a tough pitch to pull if you're a left-handed hitter. The big flat breaking ball.
Out of play. He gave him a breaking ball.
And that was a hanger. Nice play. Yep, she earned her high fives there.
And Ishikawa, try as hard as he may to pull that pitch, strikes out.
I mean, this is Oliver Perez's inning. There ain't nobody in that Diamondback bullpen right now.
And you know Bruce Bochy is going to send up a right-handed hitter.
He kind of has to. He doesn't have a lefty on the bench right now.
So a little surprised that Kirk Gibson wouldn't have a right-handed pitcher up in the bullpen.
And having said that, they're starting to get some activity down their pin.
Crawford takes low. Crawford 0 for 2 lifetime.
Like Evan Marshall, right-hander, getting heated up.
There's the strike. Pretty good sized gap between Lamb at third and Gregorius at short. If Perez were to keep pitching Crawford away, he might be able to take a shot right into that hole. Out of play, 1 and 2.
There's that little spin move that Perez has. Well, he'll have a big upper body turn.
Tapped slowly. Crawford may beat this out. He does. Ground attack.
But once it got over the head of Perez and Trumbo came off the bag, or came in rather, it was going to be a very difficult play. I mean, Perez gets the ball. He doesn't know where the bag is. He tries a 360 back a tag, and Crawford just flat out beats him. All that unfolding right in front of Crawford. So a base hit, the first and third, and the Giants get the runner at third base with 1 out. And that would have been a great play from Trumbo to Perez.
The only way he had a shot maybe of getting Crawford was if he just tagged him as he went by. So here's Duffy. Buch Bochy going with the right-handed hitter that he feels can put the ball in play. So Blanco at third, Crawford at first, Duffy at the plate. And Crawford scurries back.
It's a pretty nice vote of confidence from a manager to a rookie. But what we've seen from Duffy is he makes contact. He's not an easy guy to strike out in a strikeout situation.
And that's it. Perez is gone.
Now, Bruce Bochy does not have a counter move to a left-hander on the bench. There are none.
So it's 1-0, first and third. We'll let you know who's coming in when we come back.
award-winning team of 15 journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. The investigative unit on NBC Bay Area, we investigate.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Kirk Gibson goes to the sinker baller, Evan Marshall, and he's really more than a sinker baller. You see the strikeouts, 48 in 41 innings against 15 walks. He's got good stuff. You're going to see low to mid-90s sink, hard slider, and a changeup. And with Matt Duffy up there, you've got a guy with bat control. Obviously, this is a ground ball situation late in the count or early in the count. If you get to a 2-strike late in the count, then you go for the strikeout. You might see a bunt here. Duffy, a very good bunter.
And that's exactly what we saw, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Trumbo really coming hard down the line.
Well, Giants have good speed at third base with Blanco. Not a straight squeeze, but a safety squeeze. Two and 0.
Pagan waiting on deck. A run in. Giants looking to add to that. And he shoots it down the right field line. And that's a base hit. Blanco scores. Here comes Crawford. No, they're going to put on the brakes. And what an at-bat for the kid, Matt Duffy, and it's 2-0.
Well, I tell you, and the theme of the song, second half of this season have been the contribution from the rookies. Panic, Susac, Duffy, and boy, is this kid come through in a big opportunity. Bochy showing him confidence in a 2-out challenge fastball after showing front twice. He goes the opposite way to get the job done and set up a big inning. What an at-bat that was.
So here's Pagan. Now the Diamondbacks have to pull the infield in. And a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Angel Pagan tonight is 1 for 3. Hunter Pence started it off with a walk. Out of play. It's 0-2.
Mile-an-hour moving, sinking nastiness.
Pagan steps out briefly. In the back. Here comes Crawford. It's 3-0 Giants. Duffy to third.
Now 1 out, no runner at first base. Just 100% strikeout situation for Marshall. And he really muscles up on a curveball and short hops Montero, and he can't do anything about it. They set up away trying to backdoor it. This thing goes all the way on the other side of the plate. All Montero can do is just try a backhander and flag it down. No chance.
One and two. And that's wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Pagan, who seems to do that very well, the ability just to poke it sometimes over the defense to left field, and more so than not into the seats to stay alive.
That was not an easy pitch to stay alive on. I mean, that was 95-mile-an-hour sink at the knees running away.
Good move, by the way.
Yeah.
2 and 2. And like I said, one way or the other, he's going to see another pitch.
That there is a big league emergency swing, boys and girls. That's a good one. That'll make a hit coach light up. And a bench coach laugh. Everybody enjoyed that.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Hit out to left field. Duffy tagging. Inciarte's got it. His throw is going to be to the backstop. 4-0.
Great at bat. Just a great at bat. Boy, did he have to fight off some fuzz to get that job done.
And pretty nice welcome for Matt Duffy.
Yep. He's feeling like he's a big part of it now. Nice going, kid.
So here's Panic. Panic takes wide. 0 for 2 tonight for Joe Panic. Oh yeah, not only did he bring his glove, but if the Giants need somebody in the bullpen to warm people up, he can do it.
Yeah, he's a catcher. He's got brand new teeth and a semi-old glove.
Panic rolls this one foul.
Yep, that's the guy we're talking to every night. That's a player. Let's go, Dad. Mom.
2-1 to Joe Panic. 2-2.
Posey on deck.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Giants score 4 times. Blanco. Pence running around the bases. The kid with a hit. And a sacrifice fly. 4-0. this 3-game series. Pregame live is going to start at noon, and then we'll be on the air at 12:30. And like I said, it will be the final game of the series. And remember, the commissioner, Mr. Seelig, will be with us. I think it's the 4th inning.
4th inning it is.
Well, maybe the 3rd.
3rd inning it is.
3rd or 4th.
4th or 3rd it is.
Here's Inciarte, who makes an attempt to bunt at it. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Jeremy Affeldt in for the 57th time this year. Strong season.
So it's 0-2 to Inciarte. He will walk to open up the game. And Affeldt is going to feel this and underhand it. And Inciarte is retired.
Now, one thing, when Jeremy Affeldt was a younger pitcher, he had a problem throwing to first base on balls hit back to the pitcher. And the way that he has dealt with it is he throws the ball underhanded. This was going to be a very difficult play for him to get in that underhand position because the ball comes up so high. And he does a nice job of doing it, running over, getting his momentum going to Ishikawa and making the play.
Well, now he will tell you that he's a potential Gold Glover.
You're right.
Well, now he will, whether it's factual or not.
He will make the argument. Sergio Romo, now the Giants bullpen.
Here's Hill. Foul back. It's 1-2. And they had one rule tonight.
Wear your orange sweatshirt.
And make it a long sleever.
Hey, Team Orange, nice going.
This is popped right below us. Dodgers are leading the Padres 4-0. Actually, that may be a final. Yep, it is.
He's got his orange on.
He's part of Team Orange.
Short sleeve, not a problem.
You got him.
See ya.
And here's Montero. Here's Montero, 0 for 3. Romo getting loose. Crawford will wait and throw him out. Nice hitting for Affeldt. Posey, Sandoval, Pence coming up. And what's going on with the playoff picture? The Giants are 3 back, depending on the outcome of this game, and 3.5 up on the second place Pirates, but a bit more on the Braves and the rest of the group. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Addison Reed coming in for the 56th time for the D-backs. 62 strikes out, 53 to 30 against his 12 walks. And he's got good stuff. Last year with the White Sox, and you can see the delivery. It's a little sling that's a cross-body delivery. You see low 90s fastball with good time, big time sink and a hard slider. Basically a 2-pitch guy, but you know, some funkiness with the way you see him. It's not early.
And Buster Posey lifts this one into center field. Now coming in is Pollock, and he'll make the catch. I'll be up bright and early tomorrow morning. And why will I be up bright and early? For crying out loud. Well, we'll talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR 680.
I'll be listening.
No, you won't. And I don't want you to listen. Because I want you to be rested and ready to go 9 tomorrow afternoon.
9 strong ones, partner.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval hits one high and deep to right. At the wall, it's off the bricks. And it shoots right to Pollock. And Sandoval's got a double.
Oh, he cannot hit the ball any harder than that. And I know that he was thinking he had one out of the ballpark. Really got underneath a curveball and just backspin it out towards right center. Beautifully. Watch how flat the swing is off this little breaking ball down and in. Boom. Pure power. And as he left the box, he's thinking it's out of here.
That's over the pool.
Oh, easily in Arizona. Are you kidding? Here, two-bagger.
Here's Pence. Pence walked and scored in the 7th. And he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Oh, getting ready. He will pitch the 9th.
And that is down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And look out. Don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. And a good swing by Pence. It's 2-2.
Pretty good location. Mistakes from Reed. Good pitches to hit for Pence, and he's missed a couple. Oh, the guy just a couple sections over from us made a nice play. Brought his glove.
Tapped slowly, and Pence beat it out. You got to hurry it up with Pence because he can run. I just saw that coming where you could see he was going to outrun Reed to the bag.
Well, the one thing you can always count on from Hunter Pence is 100%. I mean, he doesn't know how to play it any other way. And he beats him and almost turns his ankle over. Well, the old saying that hustle and speed have no slump, boy, he proves that every day. Yep, beats him by a toe. That's a base hit.
So here's Blanco. And a soft toss, Pence back.
Gutierrez starting to heat up. Been a while since he's been out there.
And that's high. 1 ball and no strikes.
That base hit for Hunter Pence, by the way, his 23rd infield single of the year.
From a right-handed hitter.
With a big backswing.
And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Chance for Gregor Blanco to get greedy right here.
Nope. Close. 2 balls and 1 strike.
One thing it's awfully difficult to do is to put 30 points on your batting average in the month of August or September. That's exactly what Blanco has done.
Two and two.
Yeah, almost basketball season.
That guy's just cruising along.
I can't explain it. It's a little chilly tonight, folks. This guy on cruise control.
Not a problem.
It's got to be a Northern California surfer.
I don't know. I checked out his calves. I think that guy can dunk.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. He can also palm a basketball. He just showed you that.
2 balls and 2 strikes. All back.
Northern California surfers oblivious to cold.
Well, they can dunk too. Surfers can dunk.
All right. They're the toughest animals on the planet.
Left field. The catch by Inciarte, and Sandoval's going to put on the brakes.
Yeah, that's a good thing. They had him. Nice throw from Inciarte. Nice at bat from Blanco. If they'd had more speed at third base, if he'd have been at third base, he'd have scored. Sergio Romo not rattled at all.
Yeah, that'd be a balk if you rattle there.
Dude, you're killing me.
Oh.
Yep, he whipped that away.
You had the big fist, and you got the big pointer.
Yep. I got a kid that would probably put that up his nose.
I know your kids. I think you got 4 of them that would do that.
I think you're right. God love him.
1 ball with no strikes. Ishikawa fouls it out of play.
I haven't seen that big foam finger or that big.
That's the first one I've seen.
It's not a foam finger. I mean, that's like the big hand, but
when we were, I don't know. When I was little, I thought that was just about the size of my mom's finger.
Yeah, it's true.
When we did something wrong,
you shake it at you. It got big in a hurry, didn't it?
There's a strike, 1 and 2. When you're little and you're looking up, yeah. Somewhere in New York, I know that they make a foam finger like that with another finger.
Oh, no doubt. If they're not, they'll start making one tomorrow.
1 ball and 2 strikes. And Ishikawa pops one into shallow right field, and it's going to fall. Sandoval scores, and it's 5-0.
Boy, he had to really dig deep to throw that one out there. That's a pure Texas leaguer. Oh yeah, the kid with the magic finger, he's digging that.
Well, if you play towards Triples Alley, then that ball is always going to fall.
That's not a bad pitch for Madison Reed either. I mean, that's cut right on the belt with a low 3/4 little cross arm sling. And Ishikawa in a 2-strike count just fights it off. And that's a Texas figure.
So Pence ended up at 3rd, and here's Crawford. Crawford takes low. And he shoots this one foul. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Uh-oh.
Oh, nice play.
Crawford down the left field line, and Romo unfazed.
Romo's putting on a clinic down there. He has mastered the nonchalance.
Hey, I'm trying to get my work in here. Look at, can everybody just leave me alone?
Yeah. Beep. Thank you. Please drive home safely.
Down low, 2-2. Arias is on deck. Trumbo can't find it. Now we can, and that'll end the inning. Giants add a run. It's 5-0 as we head to the 9th. Giants with a 5-0 lead here in the ninth.
Sergio Romo, the new pitcher now for San Francisco, let's take a look at his year. 58 games, 5-4 with a 4.08 ERA. Strikeout an inning, 54 and 53 innings with 12 walks.
Two breaking balls, 2 balls and no strikes. And a strike. This one he started out more towards the hitter. It's 2-1.
No way he was thinking about front door with that breaking ball in a 2-0 count. No way.
Two and two.
Goes right back to it.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And he got him.
All right, time now for our Honda player of the game. We think Ryan Vogelsong is that man tonight. 6 2/3 strong innings, allowing just the 1 hit. And no, 2 hits rather, no runs, 3 strikeouts. And in a pressure-packed outing, matching zeros with Josh Colmenter, a good duel. He does not get the win, but he gets our love. He is our Honda player of the game.
Here's Pollock. And Pollock looks at a strike. Pollock has been on base twice, once on a fielder's choice and the other time on a walk. And this is pulled foul. There we go. And a bit.
Well, Roger Gill has been active tonight. Nice play, Raj. Had a bit.
You're not surprised by that, are you?
Nope. Over the first base side, you see Paul Robinson. Has not quite gotten the opportunities that Rogers had.
0-2 to Pollock. One ball and 2 strikes.
Orange shoelaces. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yep. I don't know.
No swing. 2-2.
Almost thought he had him.
And Ishikawa did too.
Now let's take a look. Did he go? Yep.
He did. That's coming from this booth. The booth next to us, maybe not so much.
Oh yeah, they're saying no swing at all. Can't blame him.
Crawford. Good rhythm. 2 outs. And here's Lamb. Lamb's got 2 hits tonight. And by my scorecard, that means he's got all of the Diamondbacks hits tonight.
That's what I have. Last one, an impressive 3-2 opposite gap double. Couple sinkers. Anytime you have a veteran pitcher like Romo facing a guy like Jake Lamb, a rookie, you feel like you have the advantage.
Two balls and a strike, down the pitch wide.
You got underneath that when you saw Buster Posey with his arm kind of drop down under normal throwing position just to let him know that he's underneath the pitch. And right away as a pitcher you realize, well, maybe I did. Get a little push to it, so you make the adjustment.
Now it's 2-2.
And now he's got it where he wants him, because here he can throw him that slider. He hasn't seen that. He can throw another changeup on the outside part of the plate with the same type of movement as that fastball. Because all he's seen right now is two seam fastballs.
And that's the ball game. So game 2 in this series goes to the Giants. And the Giants beat a very good pitcher tonight, although he doesn't get the loss. But with Vogelsong hanging in there with Colementor, this was a nice win.
Well, it really was. And Colementor has never lost to the Giants, so he goes out of here unscathed, still with a 3-0 lifetime record. But Vogelsong matched him zeros, and finally the Giants punched through on the scoreboard, put a 4 spot up there in the bottom of the 7th. This is a nice win against the team you're supposed to beat, but it was anything but easy.
Yeah, you score that late. It took a big effort in that 7th. Final score: Giants 5, Diamondbacks nothing. Eastshare's Giants post-game live, and interviews in the Rapids coming up. At first, let's go to the Sportsnet Central studio.